I say amen.
Amen.
Genesis 3, you there? Go ahead and go to Genesis 3 for me. I'm going to start the first verse, Genesis 3 and 1. Ready, read. Real loud, ready, read.
Now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made.
He said to the woman, did God really say you must not eat from the tree in the garden? The woman said to the serpent, can I stop right there? Somebody just say real quick, say, don't respond to ignorance. Sometimes just responding is where your first step went wrong. You shouldn't even, when you saw that phone call come across, you shouldn't even answer. When you saw that message come across your inbox, you shouldn't even look at it. Somebody say, just delete.
Just delete.
God just put that in my spirit. You waste your time, cause you to think longer than you should have thought. Okay, I'll help you out one time. What God told you to do don't make sense. What God called for you to do, it don't make sense. And the more you talk about it, the more you talk yourself out of it. I just got to follow, I don't know, I feel in my spirit. I have to follow that first mind. That first thing, when I first heard it, it was like mind blowing. But I called 5 friends, by the 3rd friend, I started changing my mind. You should have called the first friend. You should have praised God and begin to believe when nobody else. I just felt it. Go back one more time. One more time. You got to remind yourself. Somebody say, in these last 55 days, some messages I'm not going to read. Somebody say, in these last 55 days, some phone calls I'm not going to answer. One more time. In these last 55 days, some folks I'm not going to visit. I just felt that. Real quick, one more time. First verse. Go back to the first verse one more time. Ready, read. Now the serpent was more crafty than any wild animals, and the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? The woman said to the serpent, we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden. But God did say, you must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it. He didn't say nothing about touch. He didn't say nothing about touch. And the fact that you thought that you was going to die by touching it, and when you touched it, you didn't die, it led you to eat it. Somebody said he didn't say anything about touching.
He didn't say anything about touching.
One more time. Fourth verse, go ahead, fourth verse. Ready, read. You will not certainly die, the serpent said to the woman. For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be open, and you'll be like God, knowing good and evil. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for the food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her and ate it. Go 23rd verse. 23rd verse. Everybody read real loud. Ready to read? So the Lord God banished him from the garden of Eden to work the ground from which he had. Somebody say, some people you listen to cost you. One more time, say, some people you listen to cost you. That's not the title of my lesson, but the title of my lesson of this whole entire series is one title. Everyone say real loud. Say, the devil is real. Have a quick seat today. Like I said before, this is one sermon that I'm going to teach over 4 weeks, and this sermon has changed my life just studying it, and I pray that it changed your life reading it. And God began to encourage me about a few months ago and said, and do you have the clip today, brother? Brother, I know he probably had to leave on me today if you don't have the clip, but it's a little clip we played last week, and the clip states these words. It say, the greatest deception the devil ever gave, or the greatest power of the devil is inducing thought that he doesn't exist. Someone say the greatest strength of the devil is to make you believe he does not exist. Go ahead and write this down. Say devil. Write the word devil down. Real quick. Write the word devil down. The word devil. I think Brother Dominique in the podium today, he's taking over for his brother. Many of y'all don't know, me and that young man actually went to school together. I thank him for being here with us today. Go ahead and go to the definition from Brother Dominique. The devil, by definition, the word devil is, write that down, a slanderer and the arch enemy of men's spiritual interests. You got to get this here. If you don't get anything else from this whole entire series, you must get this definition here. You must get the definition here. And once again, I'm not offended by seeing phones out. I like seeing phones. That means you're typing, and if you're texting, that's between you and God. But I believe you're typing, taking notes, and don't even feel bad about taking pictures of the screen, if whatever you have to do to get the notes down. But you can't miss this part here. And this is the biggest misconception. This is one of his first tricks, Mama Carol, is that you think that he's after you. I'm gonna teach you that here in a minute. Somebody say he doesn't care about you.
don't care about you.
This is what he wants. He's a slanderer and the arch enemy. Go back one more time. He's a slanderer and the arch enemy of man's spiritual interest. Somebody say spiritual interest. He's out for your spiritual interest. Somebody say spiritual. Spiritual is the thing in you that God put in you, and that means if God puts something in you, the desires of that thing, that's what the devil wants. He wants to come against the very desire God has placed in your life. God put a desire in you to want more, to do better. And I told you last week, go ahead and get my chair for me. Any males figures, Brother Deacon Hardy, you grab this front chair and bring it to me right quick and put it on stage. I've been preaching with this chair for 4 weeks. We're gonna go ahead and carry it all the way out. Somebody say, God has given you interest, and the devil wants the interest. Now, many of you, just stick with me for a second. Many of you look at the chair. The chair represents a home. The chair represents a job. The chair represents a marriage. How many of y'all know for a fact where you are today, you don't deserve it?
Amen.
How many of y'all know today, if it wasn't for God, you wouldn't have it?
That's it.
And how many of y'all also know God don't care about the thing he gave you, he care about the atmosphere he put you in for you to get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm saying one time. God does not care about a car. But if it took a car to gain your attention, to shift you into your next level in your life, I'll use a car to get you where you need to be. But if somebody says it's not about a car, it's not about a house, it's not about money. God does not care about those things. But God also says the way the devil gives good gifts, I also can give what?
Good gifts.
So I will use gifts to lure you into your next level. And the difference between God and the devil gifts lure you backwards. God gifts lure you what?
Forward.
And so this is a good key to write down. If you ever going backwards, it's not God. If you're supposed to be in your life, he gonna meet you where you're going, not where you live. That should have ministered about 5 or 6 women right there. If he's supposed to be part of your life, he should meet you where you're going and not where you left. You shouldn't have to go back to your apartment to leave your house to be with him. Okay. Somebody got offended, but I'm gonna keep on going. Somebody say slanderer. Of the arch enemy of what God has for you. But listen, the word slander, write the word slander down, means false spoken statements. A slanderer is one who makes false spoken statements. False spoken statements. And we'll go ahead and go to the word real. Go to the word real real quick. Real. Write this definition down. The word real, actually existing as a thing occurring in fact. Actually existing as a thing occurring in fact. As a thing occurring in fact. So by definition, all this together real quick, for those who write with me, just hang in there for me. I promise you, I'm going to try to catch you up as we go along. But this title is intended to inform you, each of you, and every person who hears this, that there's actually, listen to this, there's actually a deity or a spiritual force out there intentionally coming against the plans God has for your life. Everybody repeat that with me real quick. Say, there's actually. Oh, he put it on the board. The title is intended to inform each of you and every person who hears it. Go ahead and say this with me. Ready? Read that there is actually a deity or a spiritual force out there intentionally coming against the plans God has for your life. Listen, and this is the thing. Many of us are disqualifying ourselves from things that God has for us because of mistakes we made. And we are ignorantly just blaming ourselves and saying, well, I disqualified myself from that. I disqualified myself from this. And don't realize, and I don't like giving the devil glory, but I will give him credit. So I say, don't give him glory, but give him credit. If you don't give him credit, he's going to keep on doing it. And you're going to think it's you. You're going to blame it on your husband. You're going to blame it on your children. You're going to blame it on everyone else. But you did not give the main corporate credit that the devil did it. Everyone say this with me, say, there's no good in me.
There's no good in me.
And there's no bad in me.
There's no bad in me.
Everything is influential.
Everything is influential.
You got to understand that. If you did good, it was influential. If you did bad, it was influential. It's what Paul says. The good that I want to do, I cannot do. The evil that I don't want to do, I end up doing. Oh, wretched man that I am. He realized it's either the spirit influenced me to do good, or it's the devil, or we'll say it's the spirit. But for us to admit, come on now, Holy Ghost, there's a devil, we have to admit we're weak. For us to admit this devil, we had to admit we had a weak moment. Listen, I knew I shouldn't have cussed you out, but listen, it was no good in me. I'm sorry, it was a mistake I made. I shouldn't have let the enemy pull me to do something I shouldn't have been doing. It's hard for us to admit. For us to admit there's a devil, we must admit there's a weakness in us.
Amen.
We could say, oh, it was a spirit. The Spirit of God told me. The Spirit of God told me. The Spirit of God told me. But did the devil ever talk to you too? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and release a lot of y'all right now. Somebody say that, and I'm going to give this to you, my topic, but I got to get there for you right now. Somebody say this with me, say, the devil
The devil
can only do three things
can only do three things.
if you're saved.
If you're
Did it
saved.
for a while, there's only three things you can do. And we're going to talk about this as we go into the points of my lessons. But the number one thing he can do, he can tempt, somebody say deceive you.
Deceive you.
Write that down, deceive. That's in my lesson today, but we're going to go ahead and go over it now because I felt somebody in my spirit say that I'm not possessed by the demons. And I'm going to talk to you. Somebody say, first thing he can do if you're saved is he can deceive you.
He can deceive you.
The second thing he can do if you're saved, he can tempt you. And the third thing he can do if you're saved, he can accuse you. These are the only powers he has. He can't kill you. He can't hurt you. He can make you hurt yourself. But somebody say he can deceive,
He can deceive,
tempt,
tempt,
and accuse.
and accuse.
If you're not saved, there's a fourth one there. If you're not saved, if you're not a child of God, he can possess you. Why can't he possess you if you're saved? Because two spirits can't live in the same body. That's the spirit of good and the spirit of evil can't live in the same body. God will let him have it if you want to let him in. He won't share the same body. Amen? This is why before he filled you say, two spirits, not two opposite spirits. That's a legion of demons was in that one man. But before God put his spirit in, all legion had to go.
Right.
Somebody say amen.
Amen.
So listen, you got to follow me real quick. So you got to understand that there is a spiritual deity. Now this is the second part. Somebody say spiritual deity.
Spiritual deity.
He is not human. He is not a little red man walking around with a tail.
Right.
He is spiritual. And we learned last week some things about this spiritual entity. Nobody talks about the devil. We want to talk about heaven, talk about God, but we're not talking about the very forces keeping us from heaven and God. Somebody say spiritual. And this is something I even have to think about when I begin to teach this lesson because I never visualized him as a spiritual being. I never realized that, I never do realize, but I never picture him as a spiritual being. He is invisible like the Holy Ghost is invisible. Bodies was created for you, not for angels. This is why we don't see him walk around in body form, but he can possess a body, but he doesn't have a body. He is a spiritual form. In the same way we say, God camp and bind your angels around me, the same way demons can camp and bind around you as well. Oh, I wish I could go a little deeper. Can I go a little deeper?
Yes.
Can I go a little deeper?
Yes.
Am I going to scare y'all off?
No.
I told you last week how I told you a woman got mad at me and told Bishop Woodard on me and said, Bishop Woodard, do you know that you pastor over there teaching my daughters about demons? And got mad at me and told me, don't talk to her about demons. I said, well, bring your daughter to my youth church no more.
Right.
So can I talk a little deeper?
Right.
I went to work with this young lady. See, there's three different people out there. Can we talk?
Yes, sir.
Can we talk? Somebody says three people. And you got to understand this because how many of y'all raising children? You got to ask yourself, which one is my child?
Right.
How many of you got children in college? The scary time is not in high school. The scary time is in college and the military.
Yes, sir.
Because they're exposed to folks you can't stop them from being
Yes,
exposed
sir.
to.
Yes, sir.
Listen, so I'm at work one day and somebody said three types of people.
Three types of people.
The first person is a person who believes in God.
Right.
Someone who believes in God. Second type of person is a person who does not believe in God. Atheist. Somebody say one person
One person.
believes in God. Next person doesn't believe in God. Atheist. Third person, the person who believes in God but chooses to live for the devil. So say believes in God but chooses to live for the devil. This lady I worked with, as saved as I am, as holy as I am, as anointed as I think I am, I was scared. Because for someone to literally say that I know the God, but I choose not to live for him, I serve the devil. Somebody said, wait, there's angels? There's demons. Am I scaring y'all? Amen. I got to check you out every now and then. How many of y'all knew this before I started talking about it? Amen. Listen, and so she told me this here, and we sit in the room together, and she's kind of, gothic like. She has black nails and black hair and all those things, and I'm not judging her. This is what we're dealing with. And so I started asking her questions and everything, I always slip up and say, yeah, I go to church. Anybody ever slip up and say that?
Yes.
And I just slipped up and said this so I can test the atmosphere. And she immediately said, I don't believe in God. No, she said, I believe in God, but I don't go to church. She said these words, I only go to church to antagonize pastors. I go to church with my crosses upside down to get on their nerves. Listen to me. She said the exact words. She said, the same way you pray to your God, I pray to my demons. Real story, no lie. I'm texting, was I texting you then, was I calling you? Somewhere around there, I'm calling saying, this woman is crazy, I'm about to leave. I'm really losing it. But I want you to get you to realize somebody say this is real.
This is real.
And listen, I have to expose the enemy for what he is so you realize what's real out there. And she said, but one day, now she was talking in past tense, and I thought she was talking in present tense. She said, but one day, I went to the wrong church. And when I got to this one church, I began to antagonize the demon. This man got a hold of me, and he began to lay hands on me. And man, I feel like I was fighting the biggest battle of my life, and I ran about it as fast as I could. I never went back. And she said, until one day, keep listening, I got in my bedroom, and I prayed to my demons, and one showed up. Am I scaring y'all?
No, sir.
And right now, I bind every demon that thinks he can show up in your life right now in the demons. Listen, he said, and the demon showed up, and he got a hold of me, and it began to make me want to kill myself and all these other things, and I couldn't let go. And I went back to that same church to whoop my butt that day in church. And I asked that pastor to get this demon out of my life. They prayed the demon out of my life, freed me from that demonic force, and since then I've been serving God ever since. She said, I may look like what I look like, but I don't look like what I've been through.
Yes, sir.
And then begin to believe that, now listen, that's three people.
Three people.
That third person who don't believe in God just haven't come in contact with the right spirit just yet. And we're not supposed to walk around judging. Immediately you see that type of spirit, you should begin to pray and say, God, please free the mindset of that type of person.
Yes, sir.
But we walk around ignorantly and we say, well, that's only the Holy Spirit. We want to just get away from them type of people. You got to admit that He is real. He's real. And the problem, the biggest delusion, he's attacking our kids, but we say, oh, he acting like his daddy. No. He got the same demon that his daddy had on him. He's not giving me. He acting like his grandma. No. He acting like the same demon that grandma has been in your family, and he's not omnipresent. Somebody say he's not omnipresent. But he know how to get in your family blood, not blood, he get in your family DNA, and now you begin to look like everything because your family been touched from years ago, and he's called now a generational curse.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Somebody say influence.
Influence.
So when you begin to see this, and even, I'm help you out, Holy Ghost help you out. You begin to see your child act the way you act. You begin to pray and say, devil, you are not going to attack my child the way you attack me. You're not going to put these things in my child the way you put it on me. I'm releasing the curse right now. My wife walked around the house all the time and said, I rebuke you. You are not going to take my children the way you took me. You're not going to, I'll never forget, I was sitting in church one Sunday. Every woman in my family, from my mama to my sister, to my nieces, all of them, my niece will tell you right now, she'll be the first one to testify to today, struggle with sexual issues. And I say, God, I don't want to birth another one into this world.
Hallelujah. Yes, sir.
I begin to pray and pray and pray and pray and pray. And I'll never forget the one day before we left City Cathedral, Bishop Wood says, Pastor Horton, your children won't struggle with the same generational issues that your mama then went through. That day I was released because I know now I can come against the curse of my family.
Yes,
but as long as we're ignorant, we just allow it and say, that's just who they are. That's not who they are.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for your word, God.
Someone say the devil is real.
It's real.
So we must lock in our minds that there is a spiritual entity out there coming against everything God has for you. And if you don't accept it, you're going to accept defeat. You're going to accept defeat. And we need some members locked and loaded to come against every plan that the devil has in place. Can we keep going?
Amen.
So we talked about this here. So the only way we're going to attack this and come against this, truthfully, we need to know two things. Number one, or to believe that he's for real. To believe he's for real, we must know two things. Number one, we need to know who he is. We talked about that last week. Somebody say, who is he?
Who is he?
And number two, we need to know what is he doing. We'll do what he's doing, but can I recap real quick on who he is? We talked last week, write this down. He was an anointed angel. Not just an angel, somebody say anointed angel. And we talked about last week, everything he did, God gave it to him, and he was God's favorite. God loved him. I ain't gonna say favorite, God favored him. Somebody say God loved him. He was an anointed angel. Also, last week, anybody got the notes from last week? What was the next one? What was that? Lucifer means shining star, but not just an angel. The next one, he was a sin-filled Satan. Write it down. Somebody say sin-filled Satan. He was up in heaven. Now we all, like I just said, I like that. In fact, Miss Angela brought that up. Somebody say Lucifer. Lucifer is not a bad name. Like I talked last week, how many of y'all have messed up your good name? Lucifer means shining star. And so he messed up shining star. Now, if you name your child Lucifer, well, you're going to mess up. Ain't that dude on TV show named Lucifer? What's his name? Lucius. That's too close to me. That's too close. That's too close. I'm sorry. I messed with y'all TV shows. I'm sorry. But listen, the first thing he was a anointed angel. Secondly, he was a sin-filled Satan. So God kicked him out of heaven because he began to become prideful. Somebody said sin-filled Satan.
Sin-filled Satan.
Then he went to a disguised demon. Someone say disguise. The scripture told us that he walks around looking like an angel of light. He looks like your cousin. He looks like your sister. He looks like your pastor. He does not look like himself. He's disguised. He's a sin-filled Satan, anointed angel. Now he is a disguised demon, what we talked about last, but also he's a defeated devil. We talked about he's a defeated devil. How the disciples came back and began to say, even the demons bow down to us. And Jesus began to laugh because he saw him fall. And he says, as long as you do what God says do, you have him defeated. Go back and watch it. It's on YouTube. If you go back and watch it, it's a good lesson to watch. If you got the newsletter, look at the bottom of the newsletter. You can click play at the bottom of the newsletter. The sermon is there. Catch up. But today someone say, that's who he was.
That's who he was.
But now we're going to deal with what he does. Somebody say, what does he do?
What does he do?
The word doing, write this down. It means the activities which a particular person engages in. An activity which a person, or what activity is he engaging in, or what slandering is he doing? What slandering is he doing? When you ask, what is he doing? You're asking, what slandering is he doing? What slandering? He's a slanderer. What is he lying about? What is he engaging in? It's much like whenever God saw him. Listen, you got to visualize these things. Someone say visualize it. Listen, he was not locked on earth. How many of y'all know he wasn't locked on earth? Someone know he can leave earth. How do you know he can leave earth? Anybody read Job 1? He says, God was meeting with the angels in the mountains. He says, and Satan was going what?
To and fro.
Somebody was going what?
To and fro.
And so he wasn't locked on earth. But then when God asked him, somebody say, he asked this question. He says this here. He says, what are you doing, Satan? Or where are you coming from? Why would he ask this question? To me, I only believe that it's good for us to know what the devil is up to. Somebody say, it's good for us to know what the devil is up to. And so he's asking the question, what are you up to? And he said, I'm going to and fro the earth, seeking who I may devour. That's what he should have responded then. But he's going to and fro, seeking who he can devour. And God said, have you ever thought about my servant Job? And we talked about lesson before, said, my name came up. God will give the devil permission to attack your life because he knows you're ready for it. But you got to realize he still has an angelic form. He still thinks that he's an angel. But somebody say he's not anymore.
He's not anymore.
Listen, but what is he doing? What is he doing? And we talked about 3 things that he does. We're going to talk about that over the next 3 weeks. Deceiving, tempting, accusing. But today, write down the word deceiving. Write down the word deceiving. The word deceiving. The word deceiving by definition, if you have that, brother, thank you so much. The word deceiving by definition, write it down. Everyone read. Ready to read.
Cause someone to believe something that's not true, typically in order to gain some personal advantage.
To cause someone to believe something that is not true, typically in order to gain personal advantage. I'm gonna let you write. I love to see the writing. Deceiving is causing someone to believe something that is not true, typically in order to gain some personal advantage. This is when you get deep. I need you to get really deep, y'all. I need you to get deep with me. Can we stop being shallow and go deep?
Yes, sir.
Because this is what the devil is, he's hoping that you stay shallow. The shallower you are, the more he can deceive you. You ready to go deep? So now you gotta look at this, and every time I read something, I always get curious. That's why words mean a lot to me. Now it says, 2 questions should come out of this. 2 questions come out of this definition. The first question should come out of this is, he says, causing to believe something that is not true, or that means to lie to me, right? Somebody say lie. And that's hard for me to say word, because I was raised to believe lie is a cuss word. So if I'm going to be delivered today and cussing, somebody say lie. And get it in the spirit. Everybody, I know grandmama raised y'all, boy, you better not say lie in this house no more. But I went to my wife's house and Tulu said, I lie. So all the kids walk around saying lie. Like, who y'all going to hell? But somebody say, what is he? Somebody say, first question.
First question.
Should be.
Should be.
What is he lying to me about? See, oh, this is so good. I can't wait. Let me get there. Hold on. Somebody say, what is he lying to me about? That's the first question you should ask yourself. Out of this statement, if you know that he's out there deceiving people and you don't want to be deceived, the first question you should ask yourself, what does he ever say to me? See, when we realize, say, what is he lying to me about? And the second question should come up, because listen, it didn't stop there. Typically, in order to gain personal advantage. Everyone say this with me. Say, what is he gaining from lying to me? This is the secret to the sauce. This is the answer to everything. You shouldn't have to worry about nothing else if you can get these two answers. Everyone say one more time. Say, what is he lying to me about? Is he lying about the cars? Is he lying about the houses? I told you last week, listen to me. Chances are he won't lie on you. Even though he's a liar, he's the father of lies, chances are he won't lie on you. You know why he won't lie on you? There's no power in lies on you. So if him to say you was out sleeping around with somebody last week, if you can prove that you were not, he didn't have any strength in that. But what he will do, he will use your fact against you in spite of your truth. We talked about that already. Everyone say he will use my fact, against my truth. What's my fact? My fact is who I was. You can't change who you was. No matter how hard you run, no matter how old you are, no matter how long your skirt is, no matter how long your hair is, no matter how much makeup you don't put on now, no matter how much you don't twist them up, but every now and then you slip up on accident, no matter who you was, somebody say your fact is still the same. Some of y'all mamas need to tell your children the truth of who you was.
That's right.
Some of your dads tell your son the truth of who you was. That's why he's struggling, because he wondering why I have these issues, but you haven't even known daddy ain't always been saved.
That's right.
So the devil won't lie on you, but he really uses your past against you in spite of your present. Somebody say truth. Truth is where I am now. I'm not the guy I used to be. Thank God. But the fact of who I used to be made me a better preacher today. So you got to understand, somebody say, what is he lying about? And this is very important. And listen. He will lie on your future expectations, but give me a second before you go there. But there's two things you need to do. Number one, what is he lying about? And number two, what is he gaining from it? Let me give you the first thing he's lying about. This is very important. Very important. This is the best time to take notes, because this is good information, I promise you. The first thing he's lying about, or the main thing he's lying about, is your conditions. Write that down. Conditions. Write the word conditions down. He don't care about the car. He don't care about the house. He don't care about the job. He cares about your conditions. This is the secret sauce to your failures or your success. Everyone say in real life, say conditions. Write the word condition down. I don't know if I got the definition. If you got the definition, Brother Dominique, put it on there. Conditions. If you don't, I'll go ahead and find it. The word conditions, by definition, set prior requirements on something before it occurs or can be done. Conditions are set requirements, set prior requirements that were set prior on something before it can occur or be done. Everyone say conditions. He will lie about your conditions. Your conditions. Everyone say every promise comes with conditions. God make a promise, but you must do this to obtain it. And what he wants to do is come against your conditions. So I say, what is he gaining from it? Connection. So I say connection. I need 3 volunteers real fast. 3 volunteers. I don't care who you are. I don't care how tall you are, how short you are. I say 3 real quick volunteers. 3 quick volunteers. 1, 2, 3. Real quick. Somebody say connections. Everybody come here. So this is my connection. This is the thing that I'm connected to. Maybe I'm connected to God because through a car, through a house, through whatever. But no matter what, this is our connection. So maybe we're going to use this also as representation of God. So everybody grab a hold of God. The devil doesn't care about the car. The devil don't care about the house. The devil cares about the connection. Now listen to me. So he's going to do whatever he can, because somebody say, you're caught in the middle of a fight you didn't sign up for. You caught. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. But when the devil left, the devil said, listen, when he left, he didn't go by himself. Can anybody tell me who he took with him? Or how many did he take with him? Anybody tell me? Bible study, come on. What he took with him? Who he took with him? A third of the angels. Somebody say a third?
A third.
Bible study will start this Wednesday at 7 p.m. My biblical class is already going, and you can attend it too. Somebody say a third?
A third.
Of the angels.
Of angels.
How many of you know misery like company?
Yeah.
Everybody say, was it misery?
Misery.
Like company.
Company.
Listen, he is not after you. He mad at God. Because for a split second, he thought he could have been God. For a split second, I can be God. For a split second, I'm jealous because he got all these angels saying, holy, holy, holy. So he said, I want some angels to bow down to me and say, holy, holy, holy. And God say, since you're so big and bad, I made you who you are. Get the heck out of my kingdom. So he threw him down, but he's like Jerry Maguire. I go, but I ain't going by myself. So a third of the angels manipulated, and listen, he thought if I can get a third of the angels, I can get some more of them angels. So I want to imagine he keep going to and fro, and God let him, because if you want to go with it, bye. God's not going to stop him from coming to your house. If you want to go, bye. He's not going to stop him from your job, because you want to go, bye. Because I only want those who love me. So you go to and fro, because misery like come. So he don't care about the car, but he's going to do everything he can to disconnect you from your car. That's one less. See, the problem is we want everything now. We want everything right now. The devil patient. He don't care about everybody. I'll win one at a time. I get your sister now, and I get your great-great-great-great-grandmama years ago. I still got two of y'all. I take one at a time, so he get one, and he ain't done. He's gonna come back for some more. And if he can keep getting you individuals, he ain't wanna let go. She ain't wanna let go either. But I don't blame me. I don't wanna let go either. But the problem is, we slip up from there to here, don't even realize it. I'm gonna get you there. Give me a second. And now the devil's saying, I want to separate you from God. I come against your conditions to disconnect you from your connection. It's not about cars. It's not about houses. It's not about clothes. It's not about relationships. Listen to me. Somebody say deep. Going to another level of deepness here. Already going one more level of deepness. The problem we have, Elder, is that we mistakenly measure our success in maintaining the conditions of what God gave us by how well we keep our gift. The biggest mistake we make. And many of us do it, don't even realize it. We know for a fact we got conditions. When we first get saved, God, I ain't going to that club no more. God, I'm not drinking no more. God, I'm not doing nothing no more because I want to lose this man you finally blessed me with. God, I'm not going to mess up because you finally gave me the car I've been praying for. You finally gave me the house, and we mistake. Listen, first get saved, and we're like, we good. I don't even look at drinking them. I don't see it. I'm so holy. I don't even know there's a Cinemax or HBO. I'm so holy. I don't know that there's a drugstore down the road and with alcohol, I'm so holy. But one day your eyes open. Because we find out in our Bible study right now that God didn't come back as fast as we thought he was. We got everybody get saved, God come back soon. But what happens if you don't come right back? Somebody get him, sit him down. What happens if you don't come right back? What happens when you get so saved, but yet things don't happen as fast as you think it's going to happen? Somebody say your eyes start opening. And what happens now, we begin to think to ourselves. Somebody, you with me, say with me. I don't want to lose a car. I don't want to lose a house. Everybody listen to me. But how much, don't act like you never said this stuff, how much can I mess up and still keep what I got? How much can I watch and still keep what I got? How far can I go? Maybe I only go one night a week instead of 7 days a week like my wife used to go. You know, maybe I can drink a little bit, not a whole lot. Maybe I can get almost drunk, not all the way drunk. Now, how far do you know what your how far you're talking about? I don't know what your how far is. But how far can I go and still keep? So listen. So we mistakenly, everyone say this, we mistakenly measure the success of our conditions by the ability to maintain a gift. But we forget, Matthew 11:3 says, The same when the devil get good gifts, I can get good gifts. So that means that the way we thought we had a gift through God, it slipped through his hands and fell in his God, and fell in the devil's hands. You with me? You with me? Somebody hang in this for a second. So, come here, Elderly, real quick. So I'm gonna be God, and well, you be God, I'm gonna be the devil. And this is we're gonna minimize this gift down to this here. So you get the bottom, you get the top. So you're trying to see how much you can mess up. I'm the devil. And God don't play. Because if you're going to be all in, you're not. And you start slipping a little bit, and he takes one finger off. Start slipping a little bit. You know what? I'm not going to play with you. You start seeing a little bit of disturbance, but you don't really pay attention to it because you still got it. You ain't lost it yet. Yeah. Listen, the bills come a little late, and listen, I'm listening. There's some headaches starting to happen, but it ain't bad like it used to be because it reaches real bad. And listen, so now you start messing up a little bit more, and right before you drop it, God, the devil catches it. And you thought just because you're in the same place, you thought you had the same moment because you got the same gift. And you think it's just because I got the same gift, I must be all right. Because listen, I don't care what y'all say. My car is still there. My house is still there. And you realize the devil got his hands on it and God left. Because I would not share the same possessions. If you want to have it, keep it. But don't forget, the devil gives good gifts too. And just because you still got it don't mean his hands is still on it. And the difference between his hands and his hands, you can keep it, but you have a little more hell than you used to have. You can have a husband, but the husband ain't gonna act right. You can have a job, but the job won't pay right. You can have a house, but the house won't be right. You can have it all, and you walk around, I'm blessed, but I realize God's hands ain't on it no more.
Jesus.
Because we mistakenly believe that we are being able to be compliant with our conditions just because we kept the guilt, and you're swimming in your sin now. And we say God must be okay with it because he ain't took it yet. Then realize God been on the sideline for a long time waiting for you to change coaches again.
Jesus.
So listen, the problem is we done found out that we can have, listen, just to keep on to it, we just slipped up and disconnected because we were so focused on a gift and lost the connection. And the devil is collecting people. Go back over there, elder. He's collecting people because the next person you get to focus on a gift. He'll give good gifts. He'll give them if he can keep collection your connection. Somebody say that what he will do is lie about your conditions in order to take your connection. Real quick, go sit down. I'm going to prove it to him real quick. Listen, and the reason why I preach this lesson today is the same reason why, listen, write this down. The same reason why Paul said what he said to the Corinthians in 2 Corinthians 11:3. Real quick, 2 Corinthians 11:3. The same reason why I'm teaching this is because it's the same reason what Paul said in 2 Corinthians 11:3. Real quick, go there real quick. I'm finna go. I'm almost done. Look what he said in 2 Corinthians 11:3. He says, Corinthians, I don't care how old you are. You better watch out. Everybody read. Ready to read. Real loud. Ready to read.
But I am afraid that just as Eve was deceived by the serpent's cunning, your minds may somehow be led astray from sincere and pure devotion to God.
You was devoted. But somehow you was led astray. You still praying, you still fasting, but you slipping with your conditions. God, I'm paying my tithes, but what's your conditions?
Yeah.
God, I'm fasting, but what's your conditions? Well, God, I'm going to church, but what was the condition? The condition for you is like the condition for her. Well, she doing it, but yet that was her condition. And the devil know all your conditions. And he will sit there and focus for a long time on how I can get them to slip from their condition. Can I tell you your condition on this level was not the condition you had in your last level?
Yes, sir.
The higher your level, the higher level your condition will be. Before it was just going to church. Now it's going to church and you can't go to some places. Now you can go to church and you can't go some places. And now you got to fast every now and then because your flesh get a little bit stronger. And now you got to fast every now and then. You can't go some places, you got to go to church. But also some folks I can't talk to, some places I can't go. By conditions. Why? Because you can't take everything everywhere you go. And so somebody said he will get you to look at your conditions to take your connection. Listen, can I go there real quick? Real quick, let's go. Somebody say the devil
The devil
is
is
real.
real.
He does not play fair. He's cunning. Look at that scripture again. But I'm afraid that just as Eve was deceived by the serpent's cunning, your minds may somehow, I don't know how, but somehow be led astray to your sincere and pure, someone say devotion.
Devotion.
Everyone say devotion.
Devotion.
Devotion is what you committed to. Have you ever looked up one day and asked yourself, how did I get here? How did I get here? How did I get to the place where I'm not connected like I used to be connected? I knew I was connected to God, and I haven't heard him in a while. And the truth be told, you started tiptoeing to see how much you can get away with. And you found out later it wasn't worth it. Now, let me go real quick. Somebody say, how does he do it?
How does he do it?
Go real quick to Genesis 3rd chapter. Real quick. Let me go out here. Genesis 3rd chapter. You can take me back up to the top, Brother Dominique. Genesis 3rd chapter. No, turn the lights back on. Everybody can get scared, boy. Everybody, ooh. Genesis 3rd chapter, first verse. So how does he do it? Now we're gonna jump around to a few verses. We're gonna stick to the first verse first. First verse, ready to read.
Now the serpent was more crafty
Than any of the wild animals the Lord God made. He said to the woman, did God really say you must not eat from any tree of the
Stop.
garden?
So the first thing he'll do
First thing he'll do.
will make you question. First thing he'll do make you question your conditions. Write that down. The first thing he'll do is make you question your conditions. He make you question your conditions. Once again, conditions is what must be done. What must be done. So something you must do that's previously required to make sure that you get what God says you're gonna get. If I go any further, can anybody tell me that they know for a fact they got conditions and what they are?
I know I do.
Some things you just can't do.
Right.
Some things some places you just can't go.
Yeah.
And how many of y'all, be honest, you flirt with every now and then?
Yes, sir.
Listen, the reason why, because, can I tell you something? Sin don't feel bad.
That's right.
It would be nice if sin was like a horse touching a barbed wire fence with electric folks going through it. Matter of fact, I would love that. No, I wouldn't. I'd probably become immune to electricity. I'd probably become the strongest electrical guy in the world. But be truthful, sin don't hurt. It don't. Matter of fact, you be told it feels pretty good. Anybody want to believe with me right now in the name of Jesus? Be honest with me. Somebody say sin,
Sin,
feel
feel
good.
good.
Somebody say feeling
Feeling
is connected
is connected
to the flesh.
to the flesh.
And that's what the devil's playing with, is your flesh. Truth be told, it doesn't feel good to the spirit. And matter of fact, it disrupts spiritual connections. So don't act like that you so immune to sin. You look at me funny, I raise my hand. I'm the truth be told. I beat my body, like Paul says, to make it my slave, so I don't get back addicted to what felt good to me. Because I want to be disqualified from prize. Somebody say, sin ain't all bad. Well, it is bad, it don't feel bad. Don't play with me, let me get out of my head. Somebody say, he will make you question.
Make you question.
I'm gonna fix it right now. Somebody say, sin is bad.
Sin is
Somebody
bad.
go back and say, the bishop said it ain't all bad. It's all bad. Get your head right. So he will make you question your conditions. The first thing he do, he make you question your conditions. And listen, like I told you before, when you first got saved, you knew for a fact what you could do. You knew it. But now you even came back fast enough. Now you begin to think, how far can I go? Did he really say if I touch it, I'm gonna die? Did he really say it? And listen, somebody know the first time you go out there, as soon as you go out there, oh, he'll break loose. Oh yeah, he said it. Man, as soon as you went to the club, you got there, oh God, I'm sorry. And the whole club said, you're not allowed. When you show up, don't shoot here. You drink one drink and you swear, ah! You drunk off a sip because it don't.
Yeah.
How many of y'all know the more you keep sipping,
Yeah.
the less God wants to keep pushing?
That's right.
And you go try it again, and again, and again, and it's not so bad no more. He says he will make you question, did he really say it? And you question long enough, he goes to my second point. What's my second point, Brother Dominique? Not only make you question your condition, But secondly, most importantly, he'll begin to contradict your conditions. This is only going to work if you know your conditions. Everyone say contradict.
Contradict.
So if you're sitting there, he'll begin to tell you, you won't die. You won't die. Fourth verse. Somebody read fourth verse to me. What do you say, fourth verse to her? What the fourth verse say? Somebody go real quick.
You will not.
Somebody say, read.
You will not certainly die. The serpent said to the woman.
Real loud, everybody together, ready, read.
You will not certainly die. The serpent said to the woman.
It's all about how you define death.
Right.
It's all about how you define death. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, listen to me, that as soon as I eat it, I'm gonna fall dead. Somebody says, all about
It's all about
how you define death.
how you define it.
So the devil is gonna contradict you. You ain't gonna die. You're gonna be all right. Listen, if you slip up, you're gonna die. Your marriage gonna fall apart. You're gonna lose your husband. You're gonna lose your job. You're gonna lose your car. You're gonna lose your house. And so we start fighting with it, and we go back home. Lord, please let my car be there. God, please let my husband be there. God, please. And we show up and it's there.
You're like, oh.
It didn't die. You didn't know though, while you was out, your husband made a phone call. And death began.
Make it.
You realized that something happened in the motor of your car.
Situated, bitch.
And death began.
Yeah.
You realized that somebody slipped up and told your boss what you did last year, and death began. Just because you didn't die right then, the devil is patient, and he knows for a fact, I'm going to wait until you get the pinnacle of your lifestyle, and I'm going to make you fall far, because when you fall this time, I'm going to make you believe it's not worth going back. I contradicted. Death will begin. And you listen, Adam, I ate,
Situated.
and I'm alive. And Adam know everything in him said no, but something on the outside said yes. And I began to struggle that I never had before, and I want to taste what she tastes, because she ain't died. Can I tell you why he killed the fig tree? I can't let people believe that you can go around not producing but look like you are something. It's danger in perceiving something that ain't true.
Yes, sir.
Someone said death began.
Death began.
And we didn't realize death began. And you lost your house 2 years later, but you don't believe that, you don't realize that death began 2 years ago. But he waited until you got everything together. So the last lesson I'm gonna teach this whole thing, I'm gonna come back and teach you how to stand in spite of facts. Fact is, I messed up. Fact is, I deserve to lose a car. What happens when you get here and you lost the house? This is redefinition of your reality of your relationship. I'll say it one time. This is redefinition of the reality of your relationship. What happens when you get to the place where you know for a fact you deserve to lose everything and you lost everything? What do you do next? That's the redefinition of the reality of a relationship. Do you reconnect and say, God, for you I live and for you I die. Take the car, take the house. I deserve it, let it go, but I'm not going nowhere. The devil is hoping you get here and do like Job's wife and say, curse him and die. But Job say, you a fool, woman. In the world I came in naked. In the world I'm leaving. I don't care about these things. Let it go. I'm not losing. But yet we got people today, just because they go through a healing job, I'm through with church, I'm through with God, I'm through with prayer, I'm through with fasting. So they let it go! Let it go! Let the oil, good God, let it go! It ain't worth your connection. It ain't worth it, but the devil hope that you say,
And walk off. Yes. Time after time.
he can come against the car. Can I tell you the devil don't have a garage? Can I tell you the devil don't have a bank account? Can I tell you the devil don't have a bed to put your wife in? He don't even want you. Matter of fact, that's why he get you and abuse you. He care less about you. He want to prove to God they don't love you. They love the things that you gave them. You take their things and they'll leave you. Take your family, take his kids. And we're proving him right and making a fool out of God by following. Because we was focused on the and not the condition. The condition. What's your level of condition? What's your level of condition? The level you on, not my level. Don't judge my condition. What's your level of condition? He wants you to curse God and you're surely, you won't die, but as soon as you get in that situation, he'll tell you, nah, curse him and die. I don't care about you anymore. Somebody say he will. Everybody say he will.
He will
make you question your condition. See, I wanted to teach this so different, co-pastor. I wanted to teach this so different. All up until yesterday, I wanted to teach that he'll question this, he'll question that. God said, the formula which people is missing. I was going to preach on the car, I was going to preach on the house, I was going to preach it all because in the minor thinking, I'm thinking that that's the devil's attacking. But God said, don't play with that. He says, while everybody out going to the movies, you better not leave until you figure out what is he trying to attack. Because the key thing is the condition. It's the condition. And when you break the condition, the curse begins. Either condition or curse. Condition or curse. Either you're going to keep it or you're going to lose it. Listen, so number one, he'll make you question your condition. He will contradict your condition. Listen to this, he will cause you to compromise your condition. 5th verse says, when the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasure to the what? Eye, and also desirable for gain and wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband. Can I tell y'all, stop sharing your sin? Who was with her? And he ate it. Somebody said, come on, Brother Devin, send me home. He will cause you to compromise your condition. 23rd verse, somebody go 23rd verse real quick before you go home. I'm gonna go, but I'm never gonna leave you sin, I'm gonna let you out. But I gotta get 23rd verse first. 23rd verse. Y'all ready? Somebody say, he will cause you to question your condition, to contradict your condition, compromise your condition. Then he will cause you, 23rd verse, ready to read?
So the Lord God
Ready to read real loud, ready to read loud.
So the Lord God banished him from the Garden of Eden to work the ground from which he had taken.
Somebody say, he will cause you to suffer the consequences of your conditions. You had it all. Everything you need. Go ahead, Brother Devin. Everything you need. Everything you need, you had it. Nobody's knocking you. You get the best of us. Come here real quick, somebody. Real quick, somebody. Three people, two people. Real quick. Come, real quick. You wasn't ready. Elder, come stand this way. Daddy, stand right behind you. Look this way. See, I'm gonna get you a little later, but listen to me right now. You wasn't ready, and he wasn't ready. You wasn't ready, he wasn't ready. You wasn't ready, he wasn't ready. Neither one of you was ready. Somebody say, I'm not blaming you. He didn't realize the antagonistic ability he had on the inside of him. Listen to me. And you didn't realize how close to the edge you was. But the devil knows. So what he'll do, like any antagonistic person, when I touch you, look to the side and get mad at him for touching you. And listen, and he wondering, why are you looking like that? Your husband wondering, why are you looking like that? Your children wondering. And next thing you thought, again, and listen, and she trying to stay saved. She want to go crazy off of me because I'm telling you, but I'm trying to stay saved. And she go back to what she's doing. And all of a sudden, he slips up again. And the whole time, you never realized he was involved in the situation. And before you know it, he do it and she go off. I like a slap. And your marriage fall apart. Your children fall apart. Oh! And you are angry at the wrong one. On your job, riding down the road in the car, in your new bank account full of money, your fresh suited clothes, the whole time he messing around and he picking and probing and you don't even see it. No He is the author of. That's what he do. That's what he does. Antagonizes. He's stirring the pot. He's stirring. We have got to open our eyes and ask ourselves, if it's confusing, it can't be Christ. So what happens is, listen, to be told, he was pushing my buttons but didn't know it. Because he was only responding to the fact that he went to work, on the way home, kids, friends, and so now he didn't touch you the wrong way, and you turn around and touch him the wrong way. Somebody gotta break the curse. So now, touch my back. Touch my back like you the devil. Yeah. The first time, I don't know for sure. The second time, back in the days, this would be my 3 strikes, you out. Come here, let me talk to you. Apparently God allowed you to pick me out so I can pick you out. So we're gonna deal with this thing. What's really going on in your life? I removed him from the situation and began to love on him. But the devil did not anticipate I was gonna embrace him. The devil didn't appreciate I was gonna love him. The devil was hoping, are you playing his cards? Or are you changing the deck? He is real. Trying to destroy everything you have. Are you letting him? Are you letting him? Someone says it's not a game. It's not a game. He wants your connection. He don't care about your husband. He don't care about your daughter. He don't care about your job. He wants your connection. And people are leaving the church in droves. In droves. Because it was connected to the wrong thing. It was connected to the car, so the car left, they left. They connected to the house burned down, they left. They was connected to all the wrong things. But can you hear anybody say, forget the stuff. For God I live. And for God I die. Can I be out one more time? The higher the level. I won't say the bigger the devil, because the devil is the same demon, he ain't never changed sides. But I say the bigger the attack. But the minute you realize he's still I had to use him to step up to my next level in the first place. The Bible says that the enemy is up under my feet on my footstool. So listen, if he's your footstool, at some place you gotta get over him. At some place you gotta get above him. If you keep letting him push you down, what he's doing is pushing you down with his level. You gotta realize one day I've got to win this battle and climb to my next level. You have to. If not, you're gonna complete it. The victory for him. We have less aggravated Christians. Aggravated. Don't touch me. Don't fool with me. Don't say that to me. Aggravated. Father. Listen. John 6:23, real quick. John 6:23. Someone say, I gotta get out of this. I can't stay here. So if I lose it all, if I messed up on the conditions, how do I get back? How do I get back? Everybody say, how do I get back? Once I mess up on my conditions. Listen, ready to read. No. John 8:23. John 8:23. You got it? Can you go there? I can't see you. John 8:23. Can you get that, Dominique? You know how to do that? Thank you, Lord God. We pray right now, God. God said, don't leave them in their sin. Get them out. Can you get the Dominique? If you can't, let me know. He said, you're almost there. Ready to read.
But he continued, you are from below, I am from above. You are of this world, I am not of this world.
It's not it. Hang on a second. Give me a second. I'm patient. Maybe 1 John. No, John 8:31. John 8:31, I'm sorry. John 8:31. 31. Go ahead real quick. John 8:31. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah, ready to read right there. 31, go 32, ready to read.
To the Jews who had believed him, Jesus said, if you hold to my teaching, you are really my
Stop, don't go yet, don't go 32 yet. Someone say, how do I recover? Listen, the key thing here, the devil don't want you to know, it is recoverable. The greatest testimony of all is God is a forgiving God. But don't play with it. Don't play with it. Because the hell you go in between ain't worth it. But everyone say, it is recoverable. How do I recover? If anybody in this place knows for a fact you slipped, anybody know for a fact sometimes I feel like I don't deserve where I'm at, if anybody feel like I feel like I'm about to lose everything, how do I push pause and rewind? Keep going. 32nd verse, ready to read. Then you will know what? You know what? The what? You weren't supposed to. You weren't supposed to go. You weren't supposed to touch. You weren't supposed to see. You know what God said your condition was. Go back, 31st verse one more time. 31st verse one more time. Ready to read again. To the Jews who had believed him, Jesus said, if you hold to my what? If you go back to what I told you, if you go back to what I said to you, if you hold to that, the very thing the devil got you to compromise against, go back to the way it used to be. He says to my teaching, you are really what?
My
disciples. Discipline. Keeping my disciples. You are disciplined. I beat my body. Go back. Keep going, 32nd verse. Let's go home. Then you will know the truth. You'll know what I said don't do. You know what I said do. You know the truth, and the truth of what? Come here, Elder Lee. We're quick for go home. We're over here. We messed up. He ain't ready to change. He ain't ready to do better. But I'm tired of where I'm at. Fed up. I'm not accepting the new reality of my relationship. I'm not gonna do it. It's not what God called me. I slipped. I'm messed up. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. But I'm not gonna count it out. I'm gonna count it all joy. Because I failed to next week's lesson. To temptation. But I'm gonna begin to tell myself the truth. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. I'm a lender, not a father. I'm not gonna mess up. I'm not going to a club. I'm not going to the liquor store. I'm not going to the back closet. I'm not going back to the house. I'm not going back on Facebook. I'm gonna do everything I can to be set free by the truth. Someone say, everybody together, the truth, real, set,